So as we follow Jesus, the fifth habit that we can put into practice is simply this: to be indispensable. Now, that word indispensable is a word that we don't use very often in our society. In fact, we live in a culture where people are told that they are dispensable. In our workplaces, on our sports teams, even in relationships, we're told that if we don't live up to a certain standard, then we can be replaced. And so that leads to a lot of fear and insecurity and doubt on our part. But when Jesus says, when you allow me to be the source of who you are, when you allow your identity to be in me, then you become indispensable. The Apostle Paul says to the church in Corinth in 1 Corinthians 12 that every single person who is part of God's community is indispensable, even the people that seem to be weaker or less important. I often think of a puzzle and how there's some really defined pieces. You know, there's the corner pieces, there's the edge pieces. Those seem to be really important when you put together a puzzle, but there's those pieces that don't have much form to them, that don't really look distinct, you know, just a blue piece or a gray piece. But if you've ever put a puzzle together and you've gotten down to the last piece or two, and then you realize that you're missing just one piece, that puzzle is incomplete. So Jesus says every single one of us, no matter how distinct, no matter how unique we are, every single one of us is an indispensable part of what God wants to do in this world. So when we gather together, Jesus is leading us to do three things. He's leading us to let Him define our worth. Even in Ephesians 2:10, the Apostle Paul says that we are God's masterpiece. Jesus is also leading us to let Him define our function, how to live and how to love. And then finally, He leads us to let His Spirit empower us and to strengthen us to love in ways that we can't do on our own. So one of the things that we can do, one of the exercises that we can do to cultivate this habit in our life is the next time we show up to a gathering, whether it's at a friend's house or a barbecue or even to work, no matter where we go, rather than ask the question, what am I going to get out of it? We can ask the question before we show up, what am I going to give to this group? What are my unique qualities and strengths and characteristics, even my weaknesses, that I can enhance this time together? Jesus is calling us and leading us to be indispensable. Let's follow Him together.